The short answer is it takes about 6 months to go from the design process through permitting and 12 months to build the home. So a total of about 18 months. That's assuming a reasonable size home without a lot of complications. The main phases for the custom home process are the sales process, which works right into the design process. Then we go into permitting and the construction, which is the fun part, and finally move in. In order to set realistic expectations about the construction timeline, we have to let our clients know that there are things that are uncontrollables that come into play, like weather and material delays, sometimes subcontractor delays. These things are going to affect the timeline of construction, but I focus my clients on their controllables. Their controllables are typically making the selections, um, following our process to make those within a timely manner so we don't have any material delays based on late selections, and also changes. Changes are certainly welcome, but every change comes with a time delay as well. And just letting our clients know that that is part of the change order is time, um, sets their expectations for what their completion date would be. You should start looking for land right now. Land, unfortunately, custom building land is hard to come by, and it doesn't seem to be generating many more opportunities here. So look for land now. Land has many different factors. You can find an acre lot, or you can find a 30-acre lot. We'll build on any of them, and a 30-acre lot is going to take a lot more time to get the house site prepped. Typically comes with a long driveway, etc. Whereas a 1-acre lot may just require clearing and site prep. That is pretty typical for what we do. So looking early and talking to a builder like us about what it would take to build on this land is super helpful. Well, so the design phase takes roughly 3 to 4 months if I had to pinpoint an average. That's assuming we have a client that is interested in moving forward as quickly as possible. What can affect the timeline on that is really just decision making. If a client is clear on what they want to do, the amount of money they want to spend, we can get to a design pretty quickly. It's clients that want to take their time and see a few options before moving forward that would take a little bit longer. Certainly, we perform a design build process for a reason. That's so we are there to help through the client through the design process and also protect their budget. Our clients give us a budget. Everyone has a budget, and we want to make sure that what we're designing follows that budget, and we give guidance along the way in order to make that happen. Well, you might be surprised by this, but within Chapel Hill and Pittsboro, there are actually 4 jurisdictions that could come into play: Chatham County, Orange County, Town of Chapel Hill, and Durham. They all have different permitting processes, and they all have their different idiosyncrasies. So we stay tuned in with what the expectations are, what the requirements are, and we try to fine tune our process in order to meet and achieve the expected timelines in each of those jurisdictions. Now, there's always a surprise question, surprise set of drawings that's required, and we try to jump on that as quickly as possible. So, with the different sizes of home that we build come different timelines. Our average home size is somewhere between 4,500 and 5,000 square feet. And what we're typically telling clients in that range is that the house is going to take between 12 and 14 months to get from building permit to certificate of occupancy, which is the first allowable time that you move in. It is not the move-in time because guess what? We need about 30 days to fine-tune the house to make sure it is truly move-in ready. So, typically I would tell a client 12 to 14 months on an average size build. A bigger, more complicated house is going to take longer. There are occasions where we have a smaller, less complicated house that would take less time. All right, there are basically 3 common delays during construction. It is a weather delay, a labor or material delay or a client decision delay. So, obviously no one can control the weather. We do our best to control materials and subcontractor delays, but the biggest item that a client can help us with is making their decisions in a timely fashion. If you make your decisions along our guidelines, which we give to you up front as part of the contract, then there will be no chance that a decision slows us down during the process. We plan for weather and supply chain delays by building a little bit of a buffer into our schedule in expectation of those items. Weather delays are common, and certain phases of construction are affected more than others. And we like to be creative and find things to do during weather delays or rain delays that can still make progress on the job, whether that's just planning or getting some work done inside. That's usually a key factor. Other delays, with subcontractors and supplies, just planning, ordering things early, asking clients to make selections earlier on products that we know are going to take time, and really just working with the same vendors as much as possible so we have their attention. It usually helps us minimize those delays. Our clients should expect a lot of communication during a bold construction build. It is imperative that we communicate well with our clients, and we do so by a minimum of weekly updates from both a construction manager and a selections coordinator. That includes schedules, expectations, what happened this week, what we need from our clients that week. We also upload pictures to our portal, which is Builder-Trend. It's a great project management software tool that we use on a daily basis. We put pictures in there every week for our clients. And then, there's always additional communication throughout the week based on things happening in the field, selections being made, etc. You will hear from us a lot, and we do our best to schedule meetings on a weekly basis. Sometimes they're virtual, sometimes they're in person, but the more communication we can give, the better information and better build we can have for you. If you are planning a new build in Chapel Hill or Pittsboro, reach out immediately to get started. Land is hard to find, and it's never too early to start the design and budget discussion. What we find with most of our clients is that they are coming to us with a few pieces of property that they're interested in or an idea of a property that they're interested in, and we help them through that selections process with their realtor and really fine-tune their design requirements based on the land that they're looking for. So reach out to us now.